of Computer Science and Engineering. Okay, to begin with, have you ever met someone and thought a completely different version of themselves and later on realized that this person was much more than what you have realized till now? That would have happened a lot of times, right? Where your judging would have gone wrong at the first time. Or take for instance, one morning you suddenly wake up and you look into the mirror and you think, yeah, and you think the version of yourself that you're projecting to others aren't you completely, right? So before introducing my topic, let's look into some visuals here. Yeah. So guess this character.
Rachel.
Yeah, that's Rachel Green. That's one of my favorite characters from an iconic TV show called Friends. Okay, Rachel is often known for her stylish outfits, her personality sometimes, and basically for her pretty hair. Okay, so everyone generally loves Rachel Green for those kind of things. But the person behind Rachel Green is, yeah, this person. This person's name is
Jennifer Aniston.
exactly Jennifer Aniston. So, Jennifer Aniston often shared in an interview that people often expect her to behave like Rachel Green, even though that's just a character which she has played, right? So, for a person like Jennifer Aniston, who is very influential in a real world, people often expect her to be someone she's really not. Then think about us, we're just normal human beings who tend to show ourselves in a different way in certain situations. But those kind of things often hit back at us, right? So, moving on. Yeah. We often tend to show some faces of us which is not real, right? But beneath this surface lies our own personality, our own characteristic, which completely defines us. When you meet a person for the first time, do not ever judge them by their outer appearance alone. Because when you're meeting them for the first time, you never know. You just saw their outer appearance, their attire, etc. And you come to a conclusion where you think this person might carry some of the characteristics which will not be true, right? When you have to understand a person completely, you have to understand them in whole. You have to meet them, you have to talk to them for a number of times, you have to get to know them really well. I have faced a lot of situations in my life like that. For example, my friend Amrita, who's sitting right next there, I thought she's not at all friendly, okay, but I met her in one of the events previously. But when I encountered her in the TEK Talk, I realized how friendly she is. I actually judge her based on how she looks at first time. This has happened not only with Amrita in my life, a lot of people, right? That's the reason that I have choose this topic. My topic is called Looks Aren't Real. This topic is nothing related to technology because I am not that good in delivering a content which is related to technologies. But this topic will help you a lot in your life to look into things in a different perspective. Moving on. Yeah, there's a picture here. Can you tell me what you can see in this picture? Okay. Yeah, I can see people are guessing. But yeah, let me just tell you what I can see. So there's a complete face of a man. There's also two men in white dress. There's also one person with a long hat and a baby wrapped in white cloth and a man. Right. So many of you would have not actually recognized all of these things in the pictures, or I myself would have left out some of the things which are in this picture, right? So what this picture actually tells you is optical illusion. It's something that is wired into your brain. It's a scientific phenomenon. You often tend to look at things which you want to look, or you often tend to view things which is feasible for you, which you might like, right? So, now, halo effect. Halo effect is the scientific phenomenon term behind this optical illusion. What is halo effect? Halo effect is a cognitive bias which influence your brain to maintain a list of characters of a person based on one particular trait. It can be positive or negative, doesn't matter. If you see a person for the very first time and you think the person is very good, your brain will tell whatever they're doing is good. Even if they're wrong things, we often tend to do this, right? Our friends, even if they're doing certain wrong things, they're our friends. Come on, man, we should help them. They are our friends. Even if they are going into a well, I am going with them. Even if they're right or wrong, we don't care, right? That often happens. But halo effect. So in this picture, what is shown is a girl who is looking at a well-dressed man with a suit is thinking that man would have got a lot of knowledge. He's he's good educated, etc. She's thinking it only based on his outer appearance, right? So that's called a halo effect. Next, we have two pictures here. What does it tell you? Just think it in your mind. No need of sharing and all. Yeah, done? Fine. So these two pictures talk about social media effect on your looks or how you tend to show yourself to others. So in these two pictures, there's one side where the woman is showing her original face and the one more side where she has used some editing tools or filters basically. We use all of these in our day-to-day lives, right? To showcase ourselves as someone we are not. And we often tend to show this because we think that we are not enough and there is some beauty standards that we are not meeting, right? I would like to tell you those beauty standards are unrealistic and it's not often real. Many of the influencers on social media are also using these kind of filters and they are not real. They are just putting on a face paint for you guys to just view something which they are completely not. So this brings us to social media effects. We often know someone or the other in our own friends group who is suffering with these kind of traumas, right? Because of social media effect, they are forced to believe themselves as not enough. They are forced to cut down their self-esteem, their self-confidence, and whatnot. I myself have used a lot of tools or a lot of filters to showcase my pictures in social media in a better way, right? But later on, I realized it's not me. When my friends look at me in person, they often tell it's not me, right? It's something which is edited. It doesn't tell much about myself. Yeah. Next, we have first impression. How many of you believe first impression is very, very important? Go on, raise your hands if you believe. Yeah. It is valid. Okay, first impression does matter. First impression tells a lot about a person, or first impression is very important for our upcoming campus studies also. Right. But I would like to tell you that first impression is a myth. First impression doesn't tell you much about a person. You just judge them based on their outer appearance or their attire or the situation where you're meeting them or the body language that they maintain and whatnot, right? But first impressions are valid, okay? You can tell that there are best impressions and a lot, but it won't tell you much about a person, correct? Whatever you have felt when you first met your friend sitting next to you right now, first year of college, are they the same person right now? No, right? First impression is a myth, but it does matter sometimes. But you cannot completely know a person from the time you met for the first time. So, the evolutionary perspective. This is something which I included because this slide has a major impact in my life. My own family has always said me that my skin tone will never ever suit the societal expectations. And in my whole childhood, I have given a lot of suggestions in order to change my skin tone, in order to lighten it. Yeah, and weekly, everyday once, I used to have some session where I should be applying some of the other products on my face to lighten it better. Okay, the evolutionary aspect talks generally about this. How to tell you? Historically, human beings have developed a feeling that if you have a lightened skin tone, if you have good wealth, if you're good at communicating, if you're good at looking polished, you will have a good lifestyle, right? That is what even my mother have taught me. If you're looking good at all the places, if you're looking fair enough, if you're looking well dressed, people will like you, people will love you a lot and get into a better position, basically. That's what she used to teach me. But this is a complete myth, right? This ad, anybody knows what is this ad? Yeah. What they used to tell you in Fair and Lovely, use our product for 1 week and you will change from that skin tone to this skin tone. How many of you have used? I have used them 10 tubes. Okay? And still I'm the same and I still love myself. Okay? So, these kind of products should never influence your life. That is what this slide talks about. Next, cultural shifts in perception. So, to share one incident, when I was in my PU colleges, okay, I should be wearing a traditional dress to be formal. I was wearing some churidar kind of stuff, and one of my senior, who was telling to his friends in a regional language, he thought I wouldn't understand much about that language. He was telling, look at that girl, she looks like she comes from some village, look at the dress she's wearing, and whatnot. And all of those things, I just heard it, I didn't respond much. People think that if we wear our Indian attire often, like whatever is showcasing here, I don't want to mention it often. But people think if we wear our Indian attire often, we don't know things much. We are not advanced. We are not Gen Z, or we are not into the current trend, right? That's what people think. But one more thing, what I'd like to tell you is, if I wear that kind of chain at my home, my mother will throw me out the next second. Okay, to meet the family pressure and the Gen Z pressure, it's very hard. And we often tend to show these kind of faces to other people, even if we don't want to show it, right? These kind of things matter a lot. So guys, just be yourself, don't change for others. Practical steps to look beyond appearance. So this comes to conclusion after the slides. So what kind of things can you develop to come across this? Developing empathy. When you look at a person, just don't come to a conclusion on the first time itself. Take time, question your judgment once or twice, or the third time itself. Question it. Are you actually, you should validate your questions, okay? Is it real? Is it actually happening or not? So develop empathy toward the person who is sitting or standing next to you. Mindful exercises. Mindful exercises is generally just question your thoughts again and again. That will help you a lot. Do not ever come to a conclusion immediately, right? Yeah. So this slide is just a thought that I would like to share to you. Remember, changing your perception is a journey, not a destination. You cannot completely change yourself in one day. You cannot crack a code in one day, right? It's just a destination. I mean, it's just a journey. Don't ever think, if I want to change immediately, you cannot change. Just focus on your thoughts, question them again and again, and learn how to change them. Yeah. So one exercise which I would like to give you all is, go to your home, look yourself in the mirror, just hug yourself and tell you're perfect. Okay? You don't have to meet any kind of social expectation, or you don't have to have any kind of looks that your friends want you to be looking at. Just go to your home and thank yourself for whoever you are. Because there are 8 billion people in this earth and you are just one of them. There's no one like you, and there were no one like you. They're not going to exist, right? Yeah. Respect yourself, love yourself, because there's no one like you ever before. This comes to a conclusion of my talk. So this is Monika signing